Gigantea Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Sunday and welcome to this week's video on the god Tyr. We're going to be talking about sacrifice. There's no separating the god Tyr from his role in the binding of Fenrir and giving up a hand in the process. We properly call this a sacrifice. But depending on who you ask, where you ask, and the context, sacrifice seems to have a word that has different meanings. Now, when I looked at Merriam-Webster.com, they did offer several variants of the definition, but I wanted to draw attention to one meaning in particular. That is to suffer loss of, give up, renounce, injure, or destroy, especially for an ideal, belief, or an end. This definition, in my opinion, best captures the true essence of what Tyr did. He had to weigh the situation, decide what point of honor was of the greatest importance, to face the consequences bravely, something that the rest of the gods were not really willing to do. It takes a special person to look at a situation that is just bad all the way around, and then to take on the responsibility of deciding what is hopefully the least awful option, and then proceeding even knowing the cost for that option is going to be high. Most people are entirely too cowardly to make sacrifices when the circumstances call for it, and instead of taking action to make the best out of a bad situation, they will cry and wail and let somebody else deal with it. And then there are the people who share a piece of Tyr's spirit, and they understand that no one is going to get through life without their share of scars, and actively making choices and fully understanding the cost involved is just a duty we have to take on. So to do something difficult and be able to honestly say that it was worth it, that is increasingly rare in our society. Our society increasingly views inconvenience as an insurmountable obstacle, and that is the trademark of a society composed of children. Perhaps not in age, but certainly in mind. The god Tyr was no child. He did not shirk his duty even when the situation greatly challenged his principles, and it had no ideal outcome. And there's a great deal we can learn from this. Now, obviously, going out of our ways to look for opportunities to make sacrifices isn't a sensible thing to do. But there are going to be times when all the practical choices are going to be bad. And how do we conduct ourselves on those occasions? Lest we forget, the god Tyr wasn't just a warrior. He was also concerned with matters of law and, more importantly, matters of justice. One of the reasons he was motivated to go through with the sacrifice of his hand had to do with justice, what was owed. The binding of Fenrir involved the gods deceiving Fenrir and breaking their oath to him. By Tyr's reckoning, and that of Norse culture, that was a crime, and that crime had to be punished. Someone had to pay the price. Tyr was the one who was willing to suffer in order to see the matter was done. Have we encountered a problem that required us to give something up, something that so agitated our sense of justice and morality that we felt compelled to do what had to be done? What did we do? Were we like Tyr, or were we cowards? What will we choose to do the next time such a situation arises? These are things all to think about, and that's where my own mind took me when I thought about the god Tyr and the role of sacrifice and just what that means in life, really. And it's a conversation that isn't really addressed all that often, so I thought there was value in bringing it to everyone's attention. So let me know what you think in the comments below, or come see us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. There's a link to join us in the description box below, and we'd be happy to have you. But that's all for today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.